So let's pull that 2 to the front, towards the front. Oh, sorry, I need to quickly rearrange the cards because I kind of messed up there. So there we go. Hey everyone, there's Zagos, and today I'm bringing you yet another video for the 2022 in-hand game design contest that is currently hosted on BoardGameGeek. There are still a few games I would like to showcase on the channel. I will probably not be able to showcase every game, especially not the ones that you can't play solo, but I will try to show you as many games as possible. And today I got the game Handy Brawl for you by Igor Zuber. So in this game we have like a hand management game in which you play a hero that faces one of several deadly monsters. And let me first read the story that is provided by the designer of the game. Welcome, adventurer. So you came here for some monster slaying, looking for money and glory, huh? Do you have what it takes to not get killed by the most vile creatures in our kingdom? If you say so, look at one of those wanted posters and pick your target. Take off the hood, by the way, so I can see your face. Probably for the last time. Alright, so, and just before we get into the game, just let me show you something. So, I, of course, did not sort it for the video, but now I did. So, we have several colors here, as you can see, like 4 at the moment. And if I'm not mistaken, there should be some expansions for that. This is a game that is easily expandable. So that is a really cool thing. So we have the blue deck, the red one, the green one here. Let me pull that up a little bit. And also the gray, beige, cream one here. These two are hero decks and these are monster decks. So what you first do before you start the game, you pick one hero deck. And then you also take one monster deck. So for example, for the first game, it is recommended to take the blue and the red deck. That is the only decks I know so far, because I have only played around with these. I will also use these for this video. But I'm definitely going to test out the other ones because these are then even more interesting. There are more effects and everything and more combinations. So that is going to be really exciting. And so here we have like a melee fighter, like the warrior kind of guy, who's just pulling and pushing enemies and damaging them. The monsters here are pretty straightforward as well. But here for the green deck, for example, you have an archer, and that one is just doing different stuff, of course, which is really cool. All right, so let me put this aside. And the setup here works like this. Let me just so that we have shuffled it a little bit better. Let me do it like this. So, and now we orient all the cards with the dot here in the top right corner, which should be pretty quick, I suppose. I just keep talking and then it will be over just like that. Okay, so like the dots here, we need them all in the top right corner. And then you just give them a good shuffle here, like this. And to make your game a little bit easier, you should have like a hero card at the top. I will just do it this way now, because this way you see the most ideal configuration for your first game in case you would like to print and also play this game. As usual, I will put a link to the components and to the thread in the description of this video. All right, so, and this is all open information. So you can look at all the cards. You may not change the rotation, like the orientation or the position of the cards without using any effects, right? But you can look at all the cards, like front, back, and you can check it all out, and you should. So you can play the game like this, and then you can just take a look at the cards here and then apply the effects, whatever. The best way to play this game is not quite easy because this is 9 cards, right? But the best way to play this game, and I will try to do it for this video, is if you just fan all the cards like this, right? Then you see everything at one glance, and that is important for the game. But you could also play it differently, right? So, and what happens now is we have the active section that is always the top half, like in most or in a lot of in-hand games. And this is the effects that trigger. And the card at the top always triggers. And then when you have done all the effects, then you just put it to the back like this, right? So, and we always choose one row, and then we do all the effects there. So, so let's just get started, and I will guide you through the effects as we play. So first of all, we have the first hero here at the top, and you see we can now either damage a unit, like an enemy, a monster, within 2 cards reach, so to speak. So this one is a hero, but the second card here is a monster, so we could damage this one. Alternatively, we can also use this action here, so we can only use one row, right? And we could also use this action to push any monster in the deck away from the top of the deck, right? This is the top of the deck, and this is the bottom here. So we could push that monster, for example, just 2 down here, and then it would be between these 2 cards. That's also a possibility we have. But actually, I would really like to get out some damage soon, because, I forgot to say, the aim of the game is for all the monsters to be not just hurt like this, but actually pretty much incapacitated. They can still fight when they're incapacitated, but we want all the red cards to show that skull here, right? We lose the game if all of our hero cards show a skull on the top left. So it's a pretty easy victory condition to wrap your head around. And that's what we are trying to do. We do have a little advantage here because we have 5 heroes and only 4 monsters. But believe me, it's still quite a challenge. Alright, so with this guy, 2 distance works. And I want to damage this monster. So what we do is we take this monster and we put it right here, like where we see like these 2 bones there, right? And then you see there's a rotating action here. So then we rotate the card. And now we have different symbols here. And then we put it right here at the back of the deck. And then we continue. Now we have this hero. We can do 2 damage again. We can do a damage again, 2 distance. Either that monster or, of course, that hero won't work. So we can only damage this monster, or we can push a monster back. But I think I would rather do more damage. So let's damage this monster here, and then this already has a skull. But there also should be a monster here someplace that can heal others. So yeah, that's not too easy. Okay, and then there's no other action here in the first row. So we will just put the card in the back. And so now it's the monster's turn, right? So this monster now will choose the closest target, which is that hero here, and damage it. So we take that hero card here and we rotate it here to that bone thing, right? And then we put it here in the back. All right, now it's our hero's turn again. The hero can either push a monster 1 to the back, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, does it? So we will just do some damage here, 5 distance, but I will choose, well, we could also leave that monster and damage this one here, right? Because then with that one, we could also do some damage, and yeah, I think we might do more damage at the end. So let's do that probably, right? So 5 distance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's take this one here, and we will damage this one right here. And that's all for that row. So we will put the card here in the back. And then it's this monster's turn. This monster will now pull a hero, like the furthest hero within 5 reach, to the front. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is this hero here. And pull it here, like this. And then it will do 1 damage. So that is a pretty dangerous one. And then we rotate the card and put it in the back. Alright, so now we have our damaged hero here. So either we can heal any hero, so remove that damage state, or we can push a monster back. But actually I would like to heal, and the only, well, we could heal that hero or this one here. So I suppose that, we could actually, let's heal this one probably. Yeah, let's, do we heal this one? Yeah, I guess I will heal this one here. So we will just put it back to the state it was before, right? All right, and then we push it. We put it back here. And then here we can pull a monster. We can just target any monster here and pull it to the front. But I don't think I want to do that, actually. No, I don't think so. But then again, we could also pull a hero to the front. You know what? We have that free action. So let's pull that hero 2 to the front. So 1 and 2 here. Then we have even more heroes that can damage these cards here. And then we do... Well, no, let me put this back. Because we will have a little issue. If we do that, then we can only damage something with a range of 2. And if we put that card there, then this card will be range 3 and we can't do that anymore. But we could also pull that 2 to the front, right? To do even more damage. I think that would be an idea. So let's pull that 2 to the front, towards the front. Oh, sorry, I need to quickly rearrange the cards because I kind of messed up there. So there we go. And then we can also do 2 damage here, or like do damage with a distance of 2. It's kind of hard to formulate that. And then we damage this one here and put this one to the back. So this one can now do damage with a distance of 4. So this one is already damaged as much as it can. So let's damage this one here then, like this. Okay, and that's it. Let's put this toward the back here. So we're doing pretty fine at the moment, you can see, right? So we have 1 damaged hero, but it's still not dead, so to speak. We have 2 enemy skulls and 1 that is halfway done. So we are doing pretty well at the moment. So this one will now pull a hero 6 to the front. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This hero will be pulled here and will be damaged. There we go. And then we will put this one in the back. All right, so now we have a hero here, so we could do something. Let me actually heal a hero, but maybe we will heal this one here, because this one will now do damage and everything. So yeah, let me heal this one just to be safe. So we will heal that one back up, and this one then we will rotate. Oh no, wait. Oh right, no, we would rotate it, and that one would then die. Ooh, but I think I will still do it. That's fine. And then we have that enemy here, which will pick the closest hero, which is this one here, and push it toward to the end of the deck. Okay, and then do damage here. So this one will be damaged again. So it's good that we healed. Oh no, we healed the other one, I think. All right, and then this one will go to the back. Okay, so this one is already damaged, so I would like to damage this one here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just take the damaged one here and get this one hurt. There we go. And then we put it to the back here. This one, by the way, there's like a wait sign here. We haven't triggered that one yet, but that means that the enemy cannot be pulled or pushed, like it can't be moved, right? Okay, and this one will do damage to this one here. We put it to the back, and this one will be damaged. Okay, we are getting more and more damage. We need to be careful now. And there's another one that will also damage. So you see here, damage and another damage, right? But then it will also die. So we'll damage this one here. So we have the second death, so to speak, and will also damage this one here, like this. And then we will rotate it and put it to the back. And so now you see, if we look at all the heroes and enemies. So we have 2 dead heroes. I mean, they're not quite dead because they can still fight, but I would just call them dead because it's easier. 2 incapacitated heroes, so to speak. And then we have this 2 halfway incapacitated ones and 1 that is fine. So that's okay. For the enemies, we have 3 incapacitated ones and also 1 that is almost there. So I think we can now probably we can now finish this off, right? So I think what I'm going to do, I want to pull this one further to the front, I think. Yeah. Well, actually, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter too much. But let's still do it. Let's actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's actually pull that one 2 to the front here, toward the front. And then we will put that here in the back. And this one can do a damage with a range of 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one there. So this one will be damaged, and we put that one in the back. And what we always do is check for the end game condition after we have resolved the card and moved it to the back. And I mean, that's what we do now, because now we see the enemies, skull, 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 and we still have cards without a skull, so we actually won the game, as you can see here. Oh, let me rearrange that like this. So you can see that the enemies are all down and we are still alive and kicking, pretty much at least. And that's already it. That was the playthrough of this game. And as I said, there is quite some variety here, because we do have another monster deck here, and also we have another hero deck. And I hope I remember correctly that there were some expansions planned for this game. If not, then I will correct that with a little subtitle here. But I think there were, and even if not, I mean, this lends itself great to expansions, right? You could just add more hero decks, which are really small. It's just 5 cards, and even more enemy decks, and then you can just mix and match however you like to. So, as usual, before I close this video, I will give my first impressions, not a full-fledged review, but just the first impressions I have with the game, and I definitely like it. At the beginning, I was a little bit intimidated because the rulebook has like 15 pages or something like that, and I thought like, oh no, that is going to be pretty tough to get through. For such a supposedly small game, but actually it's pretty easy. So all you need to understand is the turn order. You resolve one of the rows here, you put it into the back, you put the card in the back, and then you check for the end game condition. What you need to know are these symbols. You need to understand them. But I mean, there are only, I think, 4 symbols that you need to understand here with the basic decks. You have damage, you have pull, you have push, and then you have that weight symbol. There it is. And that's pretty much all you need to know. There are some variations. Here for the pull, you see that an enemy is pulled, or that here a hero is pulled, right? So that's a little bit more specific, but it's still not difficult. So this is actually quite simple. The game is quite simple, and it is a lot of fun. So far, I have won all the games with the basic deck. I don't know if that should be this way, that you win a lot of games, because that's pretty much the starting configuration, so to speak, or if the game is a tad bit too easy. I'm not quite sure about that, but so far I have a 100% win rate, and usually I like my games to have like let's say like a 2/3 win rate, right? That I play 3 or 4 games and I only lose one of them. That's the win rate that I like the most, because this way you are rewarded often enough, but sometimes you do have a game that is a little bit harder. So that is the difficulty I like the most. But apart from that, it's a pretty cool game. I like the concept. It is very simple. It is kind of, I think it's kind of hard to hold for some people. I don't know if everybody is able to hold that like for an entire game. A game only takes like 10 or 15 minutes, but still, right? You need to hold it like this all the time. I don't have an issue with that because I've been playing cards pretty much all my life, but for some people it might be a little bit tough. And then you can hold it like this, but then you always have to go through here and check the cards. It is possible, right? Might be a little bit cumbersome, but it does work pretty well. Right, and I haven't tried these yet. I will quite soon, because I like the game enough to actually try these decks as well and see how they fare. So I like it a lot, and I would like to see where this goes. I mean, like, put some cool artwork here, right? Put some expansion decks in here, and that could be a really cool game. I could really imagine that, like, being maybe like having a full deck, right? In like just a deck box, not like the sleeve printed cards, but like professionally produced cards. Put them in a deck box, and then you have like, I don't know, these are now 18 cards. So you could put at least 4 heroes and 4 enemies in one deck box, at least, right? You could probably, you could sneak even more in there. Let me think, 18, 36, 54, right? Yeah, I think you could even put 3 hero decks and 3 enemy decks in one deck box, and that's a lot of variation, right? So I think there is quite a lot of potential with this game. All right, and that concludes my showcase of Handy Brawl by Igor Zuber, entered into the 2022 in-hand game design contest. There are still some other games that I would like to showcase to you, and I will do that within the next few weeks. Times are kind of rough right now. It's all a little bit confusing and very much so. Just a little tip from my side: if you're sitting at home and you don't feel well mentally, or in that regard a little bit confused, what I usually do is just go out for a little walk. That usually helps to clear my head, and that really does a lot. And especially now that the weather is getting better, at least here, now the sun is coming out more, it's getting a little bit warmer, just the perfect weather to just go out for a nice walk, either by yourself to really clear your head, or with people that you enjoy being around, which is a very important thing. All right. If you're still watching, thank you very much for doing so. I highly appreciate that. If that is the first of my videos you're watching, why don't you head over to my channel and check out the other ones I have published. There is bound to be something else that you will enjoy. And apart from that, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the very next video. Take care, everyone, and cheers.